All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Wire Sports Media. I am your dude, Live Wire Sports. So we got some news. Potentially, we have owners in the WNBA taking sides. Yes, taking sides between Naphessa Collier and Cathy Engelbert. Now, a lot of people have been calling for Cathy Engelbert's head, players disrespecting her. She's getting booed at WNBA finals, such forth. But in this latest development in this ESPN article I'm about to show y'all right now, um, but before I do, I'm gonna let y'all listen to something real quick. So, and then I'm alluding to that. But it just goes to illustrate how toxic this whole situation is. So I'm gonna just play a little video clip from CFW Gagar because he's been pretty much one that's he's been talking. He's been one of the ones that I have go to when sometimes I need a little bit more in depth of such situations. So, and then I'm gonna go to the article real quick, and then I'm gonna give you my final analysis.
At least 3.5 hours ago. You can go to ESPN.com and read it. And they spoke with several owners and executives anonymously. And some of the owners are on Cathy's side to some degree. And then some of them want her gone. Also, the same thing with some of the executives. Some of the executives are siding with Cathy, while some of the other executives want Cathy gone. Some of the executives are saying that if Cathy stays, obviously she will have to repair her relationship with the players. And so that's what they're saying. She will have to repair her relationship with the players. Some executives are saying that they believe that it's sort of beyond repair. You have an owner. Now, this is an owner, not an executive, but you have an owner who said that, I don't know if this is a male or female owner, but they said that they hate what Naphessa Collier did to Cathy. It was a private conversation. So there's that, right? So like I said, you have some owners siding with her, some owners aren't siding with her, some executives are siding with her, other executives aren't siding with her, and that's just sort of the situation. Cathy, in the article, it talks about how Adam Silver is saying how great Cathy has been for this league. Cathy works for the owners, not the players, but she would have to somehow build better relationships with the players, even though she's hired to represent the owners. So there's a lot of that in that article. I can go over ad nauseum about all of the great things Cathy has done for the WNBA since she's been the commissioner, even before Caitlin Clark got into this league. But I have videos already on this channel highlighting that. You can also.
All right, so he's talking about, he goes a little bit more in depth, and I don't want to go too much in depth because I want to get to this article real quick. And it's just, to me, the article states WNBA owners, insiders on Cathy Engelbert and officiating the CBA. And this article is by, they don't say who it is by. Oh, multiple contributors. Oh my God. So it says multiple contributors on this article. It never fails from ESPN that they won't give the person's name by there, but Kendra Andrews did post it on X as well. By Kendra Andrews, she posted on X. So, but it says multiple contributors. Hush classic. Nothing like ESPN work of art. And that's why it's hard to trust anything that ESPN put out, because ESPN is a flamethrower. They love pouring gasoline on fire. They love to, for a better lack of word, shit start stuff. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're gonna go down to here. So it said the WNBA and the WNBAPA are amidst negotiation for the new collective bargaining agreement, and the possibility of a work stoppage looms. Cathy Engelbert, future as a commissioner, is in question after Naphessa Collier ripped the WNBA leadership at its worst in the world. In a explosive exit interview, all eyes will be on how the league responds to a major concern over officiating after it came to a head in the postseason. Now, ESPN survey an area of WNBA team owners, executive, and other industrial sources on what the turmoil of the past weeks, plus the implementing CBA deadline on October 31st, and what it all means as the league enters arguably the most important time in history. So, change is a must. Have WNBA owners lost faith in Cathy Engelbert? Okay, let's dive into it and see. One of the lasting images of the WNBA season was Cathy Engelbert getting relentlessly booed by the crowd in the Phoenix Mortgage Matchup Center during the Aces Championship Trophies presentation. A smaller group of fans contributed to the ruckus as she walked onto the court and into the tunnel. Could it be the final time we see Cathy Engelbert serving as commissioner? Depends. Once you have that kind of fighting with your players, one executive told ESPN, it's a death spiral. Tensions brewed through the WNBA season as players, coaches expressed frustrating with officiating and as CBA negotiations intensified. But the conversation shifted specifically towards Cathy Engelbert in the WNBA semifinals. So, on September 26th, Minnesota coach Sherry Reeve was ejected after abruptly at the referees over a non-call on the play where Collier was injured. Reeves decried league officiating in the screeching post-game address and was fined and suspended 1 game. Now, in the exit interview after the Lynx was eliminated, Collier denounced the NBA leadership and publicized part of previously private conversation that she had with Engelbert. Collier claimed Engelbert said that Clark should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without that platform the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't even be making anything. And that the players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars that I brought this media rights deal to you. So, now, let me pause right there real quick. See, the thing about this is that no matter what side of the coin you on, there's always a two side. I have been on the side say, hey, I'm not a fan of Cathy Engelbert at all because of the way she allowed Caitlin Clark to get brutalized through the league. She should have stepped in a long time ago and started suspending players, injected players, and fining them big. That would have calmed down a lot of that stuff in the league. And then Caitlin Clark, your biggest star in the league, you don't protect. That's, to me, I really don't approve of her there. Now, I don't detest all the crying from the coaches and Naphessa Collier because if they didn't even get hurt or anything like that, then guess what? We would have never been at this point. See, the fact of the matter is, and at this point is that I think that everybody wants something. True. Owners want something, players want something, Cathy Engelbert wants something. But you cannot continue to say, hey, well, let's get rid of her. Let's get a new owner in there. A new commissioner in there that's going to be a little bit friendly to us. We can get everything. See, all of this is because it's a whole lot of different things, to be honest. And I have said it so many times and everything like that, where it's giving me gray hair in my hair a little bit, is that the players want Unrivaled to be a part of the WNBA where they can pull players. They want to be able to play in different leagues and everything like that. And they think replacing Cathy Engelbert is going to bring a new commissioner in to do that. But that's not the case because if the new commissioner come in and he says no to what y'all talking about, then what y'all going to do? Get mad? And not sign this CBA, get mad and then want this commissioner out. So it's not because Cathy doesn't want to give y'all nothing. Yeah, there's a lot of things Cathy could do to straighten out the league. But people say, well, she doesn't build relationships with them. But it's not her job. Her job is to make sure the officiating is up and up. It is her job to make sure your top star, like Caitlin Clark, is being protected because y'all was nowhere near where y'all need to be. And then you have the $75 million loan that she had to come up, take out with back then to keep the league from going under in 2019. Now that comes back to bite them because now the owners started losing money. They wasn't making money from that point. If they was making money, it wouldn't have been no problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why they mad at Cathy Engelbert on that part, because they was losing money. And oh, let me put this to you too. This is why some of the owners are mad at Cathy Engelbert. The Connecticut Sailors won. The investigation for the Aces, the Seattle Storm. You know what I'm saying? You could probably add Atlanta in that mix. You know, they probably have beef with her. So you could look at all of those certain things. I think those teams that I named had issues because she put investigation on them. See, they think that they could go on and on and on and on and on and continue to do the same stuff and nobody's not going to catch it. Cathy's not there to be your friend at all. She's not. Like I said before, the stuff that she allowed to happen to Caitlin Clark, yeah, she needs to take full responsibility of that. So let me go on with this article a little bit more, and I'm gonna skip some, so I can get to some sparks. So it says frustration with Engelbert spans several areas. The issue brought to the commissioner and the league office, such as officiating, which we talked about this for a long period of time, and frequently left unresolved. That some of the Engelbert business decisions, such as the $75 million capital raise in 2022, that sold off for 60% of the stake, might have complicated the WNBA ownership structure and hamstrung the league for growing even more, and how Engelbert's interaction and communicates with others. But see, let's stop right there for a second. The reason why that had to take place, if she didn't do that back then, when she came into the league in 2019, the league wouldn't have been in exist. So it wouldn't really matter. She needed to take out that loan and sold off 60% of the stake to keep the league afloat, because you had to bring in other investors outside of what it is. So the one owner say, I believe the Fisher Carriers was one of the most, the aforementioned owner said, I think sometimes the approach of Engelbert's mention hasn't always been delivered well. Anytime they have been some challenges, whether it's a player side or even an ownership side, as far as questioning things, there can be some of the derogatory tone. Now, if you ever been in a negotiating room, or you've been at the table and say, hey, you need to get something done or you want something, the tone is going to be different. You know why? Because people want something. And if the person in the middle that's holding your fate in both hands and they don't feel like they want to give you that, yeah, everybody's going to be mad. Everybody's going to have something to say about that person. You know what I'm saying? Say, for instance, you're working at a company like IBM, and it's me and two other people, right? Well, another person. This person gets a higher raise than me, but I've been there longer than that person, and I put in just as much work as that person. I'm going to feel some type of way. But then again, that person gets all the glory. I just think that when you come down to these negotiations, you can't get everybody what they want. Somebody gonna have to suffer, and that's where it comes down to the commissioner to balance it out, to make sure that they get a deal done so everybody can be happy around the board. And right now, nobody is. So the CBA negotiations and other negotiations are very hard, but it might not has been as confrontational. I think there is a little bit better dialogue and relationship building there. And I don't know at this stage if that's repairable or not. Engelbert Road is different than in most major sports because she also reports to Adam Silver. When asked recently about the situation with Collier, Silver said Engelbert has presided over 6 years of some of the strongest growth we not only see in the WNBA, but any sports in league history. It's become too personal. And that's the point. It's become too personal. And if Adam Silver feels it becomes too personal, guess what? He ain't going to allow Cathy Engelbert to be fired because people have personal vendetta or it's not working out to the way they feel like it's working out to their favor. She has done so much for the league. People forgot how bad it was when she got here. Another industrial insider said her time will end. I just think Adam Silver broke it up a bit. Across the board, lead sources spoke to ESPN and agreed that if Cathy Engelbert wants to stay, she must rebuild relationships, establish trust with players. Change is a must. Another team executive say either Cathy has to change how she do relate to players, or there has to be change in that role. It can be worked out, but some things have to change. So there you have it. Some people feel like, hey, Cathy, they don't feel like Cathy has to go. They feel like, hey, if Cathy changed certain things that she does, certain approaches that she does, they'll let us stay. They'll let us stay. Some owners are on her side, believe it or not. And we have said this. Adam Silver is the key to everything. He is on Cathy Engelbert's side. And that's why I keep trying to tell people she's not going to get fired unless she get herself. The only way Cathy Engelbert gets fired is she decides she don't want to change. If they come to her and say, what are you going to do after this deal done? Are you going to make some changes? And she said, yeah, I'll make some changes. I'll do this, I'll do that. Boom, guess what? She ain't going nowhere. Then they could re-up her contract, whatever, how they figure it out. But guess what? The players ain't going to be happy about it, but guess what? You still going to have a relationship with Cathy Engelbert, regardless of how you feel about it. Because if Cathy stays and she reaches out and try to have a relationship with y'all, and y'all continue to not have a relationship with her, that is not on her. That'll be on y'all. So the players have to do their part too. And she has to do her part. It's all across the board. And like I said before, some people think she's going to get fired after the CBA deal. I do not think so myself. And I just don't think so because Adam Silver looks at her as what she has done for the league. He believes that, hey, no personal problems, no personal issues y'all got could be worked out. But when it comes down to business, you ain't gonna mess with my money. And that's what Adam Silver is really saying. He like, y'all ain't about to mess with my money. So we gonna get this deal done, but all them other little stuff y'all got working on, work it out on your own time. That's all it is. And like I said before, it's up to the players and it's up to Cathy Engelbert. They have to fix that relationship. And if she's willing to meet the players halfway and the players still act like an ass towards her, then hey, she's going to be the commissioner for how long? And she's going to make changes to see fit to better off. And it's just going to be, and they don't want her there because she's not going to give them what they want when it comes to Unrivaled. Now, I do believe one thing Cathy Engelbert needs to do, as she states, she got to build a relationship with Caitlin Clark. That's the most important chess piece puzzle. I don't care about no Naphessa Collier. I don't care about no Angel Reese and all of them. The only person I care about most is her. So that's what I'm saying. She has to build a relationship better with Caitlin Clark. That is the most important person in the WNBA for what she does for the WNBA. She built that relationship. everything else will run smooth for her. Like, comment, subscribe. This is your cool down. Nope, this is your Freestyle Friday edition, Live Wire Sports Media. And you know what it is. It's the wire.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire. It's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it. So official, like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying.